What's going on with all you beautiful people, extraterrestrials, and whatever you want to identify yourself as? It's your boy Rob. Yes, just Rob. Back at it with another one. Today we're going to be going over something quick. It's just going to be some of my favorite games that I saw at the Game Awards this upcoming year. And it was a lot, man. This was one of the best rewards that we had this year. Besides all the damn mobile game ads. But other than that, it was pretty fun. A lot of great games got revealed. Some from past IPs that haven't even been touched in decades. So I'm excited to go over this one. This is just going to be something quick for my next video, which is hopefully going to be Marvel Rivals. I know. It's coming. Just be patient. I also have a couple other I want to go over that I have left in my notes, but just want to keep that on the hush until I put it out. With everything out the way, strap yourself in, hands and feet aside to ride at all times, and somebody cue my intro. This is one of the first games that was shown on the award show, and it looks absolutely fantastic. This is like it's going to be an action platformer set with an evil Pac-Man, and I guess he must have had a rough divorce with Mrs. Pac-Man. The movement looks absolutely fantastic, and it actually looks like it's inspired by something like Ori and the Wisp, and the combat looks like it's going to have a lot of combo potential. I'm very excited for it. And now with 2 out of the last 4 Game of the Year winners becoming platformers, it seems like platformers are back, and I'm here for that. Am I expecting this to be a long-term game for myself? No. Am I expecting this game to do anything spectacular? No. But am I expecting to have a good damn time? Absolutely. From the creators of Absolver and Sifu meets a new game called Rematch. It looks like it's going to be a soccer game, but it's going to have 5v5 elements. And it looks like it is going to be online play as well. What I'm seeing so far from it is that there's no out of bounds, so there's going to be a lot of ways to make different plays and set your teammates up for goals. And knowing how Absolver and Sifu was developed, there's definitely going to be some skill in this game. I'm not sure how steep the learning curve is going to be, but man, I'm seeing people in the trailer get juked, crossed up, and everything. I'm seeing people throw lobs off the damn arena and everything, so it's definitely going to be some skill to it, and I'm excited for it. I'm already signed up for the beta, so as soon as it drops, I will be making content for you all on that game. I never played any of the Witchers, but I've heard the third one is really good, and there's also another RPG I have to give a chance. And the last time people told me I need to play this RPG was Mass Effect, and whoo, where to start on Mass Effect. I absolutely love it, man. So I'll definitely be giving The Witcher 3 a try, maybe towards a closer end of Witcher 4's release. But I'm definitely excited for it. I'm hoping that CD Projekt Red at least makes the game playable at launch, because we don't need another Cyberpunk incident. I can't believe that FromSoft is dropping another Elden Ring DLC, spinoff, whatever you want to call it, after just putting out Shadow of the Erdtree this year. It looks like this is going to be a co-op roguelike / BR type of vibe going on. I saw IGN put out a video for it. I looked a little bit into it, but I didn't want to go too deep into it because I still want to have my own expectations for this mode or game, whatever this is. But what it looks like is that it's going to have set characters, so you're not going to have your own character that you make, but they're all going to have their own unique abilities, and you're just going to go in kind of like a roguelike area where you're going to be fighting different enemies, but towards the end of the level, you're going to get different bosses until you get to the end boss. What makes this exciting is the fact that it's co-op, and I'm hoping that it still has that Elden Ring type of difficulty. Just don't know how hard it's going to be, obviously, but never been down for a challenge. And it's also worth noting that this will be coming out next year, man. It's a lot of great stuff coming out next year, and my wallet's going to be suffering from it in the long run. But this is definitely a day one purchase. At this point with FromSoft, they can get all of my dollars. And if they do as much as make this a success, or even better, knock this idea out of the park, at this point, From Software would be a juggernaut in gaming. If people don't already consider them one. Hell, I do. This was definitely my favorite reveal of the night, until a later game showed up, which we're gonna cover in this video as well. This was one of those reveals that was more so personal for me. I absolutely loved the first Outer World game, and I also love Obsidian because they made Fallout New Vegas, which is the best Fallout. Argue with your mama about it. I love that Outer Worlds is kind of more like a semi-open world type of feel. I'm getting older, man. I'm tired of all these games being super big open world with not much shit to do in it. And with the first game being semi-open world, it allowed for them to put a lot more detail into the game, which is always much more appreciated. The first game was hella fun and offered a lot of different weapons you can use to take down your enemies, and the level design was beautiful as well. I'm not expecting too much from this. I'm just hoping for a little bit better writing, because the writing wasn't that great for the story in the first Outer Worlds. And some of the enemy designs as well could be better, but honestly, as long as they could just make this a solid 8 out of 10 and on Game Pass, then I'd be more than fine with that. From the creators of A Way Out and 2021's Game of the Year, It Takes Two, Hazelight Studios has a new baby called Split Fiction. I absolutely love what the studio is doing because they're slowly bringing back that co-op feel from their games. I don't know if you all remember the Kane and Lynch's and Army of Twos, but imagine those games, but way better. This game that they putting out now looks like it's going to be something a little bit more spacey, futuristic type. I'm here for it though. I jokingly said this is going to be like How to Train Your Dragon 2, but with co-op. This is going to be a fun game, man. Anything that they put out, they always seem to put out good quality games, and I'm all here for it, especially with the co-op. From what I've seen from the story, it's going to be about two characters that are writers who's trying to get their story published by this futuristic tech company who puts them into a simulated world. But actually explains why their clothes change and they end up getting all these superpowers. I'm excited for it, man. And I can already see the grifters calling this game woke just because it features two female playable characters. Hey, they can just argue about whatever. I'll be here playing games and having fun. Once again, not really expecting a whole lot from this game, but I did enjoy the second one. It's just good dumb fun, man, that's all. I enjoyed the second one, and honestly, I'm not really asking for much. Just give us new classes, give us new weapons, give us new enemies, give us new maps, and I'll be fine with it. Hopefully it's on Game Pass, because I'm not paying for this shit full price unless it's a sale. Welcome back, Virtua Fighter. It's been a while since they've made one. I'm not really a Virtua Fighter type of guy. Tekken was always more of my 3D choice of platformer, then Soul Cal, but they fell off a cliff. I've seen people play the beta for this game, and it looks fantastic, man. I'm excited for it. Not really much I can go over about it. At the end of the day, it is a fighting game. I'm just hoping that stuff doesn't come out broken and it just works properly. But hey, anybody who sub, you want to get that ass whooped, just let me know. We'll run some lobbies. RGG has been absolutely on fire with their previous releases, man. From both Like a Dragon to the Pirate Yakuza game that's going to be dropping earlier next year, and releasing this, and also Virtua Fighter 2, they're just not missing at all, man. And I'm kind of getting annoyed with people saying this is going to be a new Yakuza game, which is clearly not. Even RGG themselves said this is a brand new IP, and I think this is their first IP in like 6 or 8 years, so it's definitely been a while. It looks like they're going to go back to the beat 'em up style, and I'm not even thinking this is the Dragon Engine. This might be something completely different. Just with how fluid the characters moves, the hit detections, the blood, oh my gosh, the game is gory as hell, even for a Yakuza game, or Yakuza style game. And just going back to the setting of Tokyo or Japan before the bombs, I've always wanted to play in that type of setting. It's either Japan after the bombs drop, or Japan in the feudal Japan era, which I love feudal Japan, but how much feudal Japan do we really need? So I'm definitely gonna be on the lookout for this, man. RGG is becoming one of my favorite studios, and I hope they just knock it out the park with this game. I know that ain't what I'm thinking. I know that ain't what I think it is.
I think I played this game before. I think I played something like this before.
I know that ain't Onimusha.
You sound just like that
Yes,
nigga.
sir. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was waiting on it, bro. Oh my goodness. Onimusha is fucking back. For those that don't know, Onimusha was a game series that launched back in the 2000s, mainly on the PlayStation 2, 3, and even had a remake on the PlayStation 4 back in 2018. This was your Ghost, this was your Sekiro, this was your Neo, this was all of that before then. And just to see Capcom bring this franchise back, it brings joy to me, man. Part of the reason I've always been saying fuck Capcom was because they had great IPs such as Onimusha and Captain Falcon, but they were too busy making Resident Evils and shit. I don't care for all of that. Let's bring back Onimusha. And I'm so glad that we're finally bringing this game series back, because this is a treat, man. This is a hidden gem. The older games focus a lot on the action and had some even horror elements to it with some of the enemies that you fight. So I'm very looking forward to this game, man. A brand new Mafia game was also announced at the Game Awards, and looked like it's going to be based off in the Sicilian Empire back in the early 1900s. I haven't been the biggest fan of Mafia games, but I did enjoy the second one. I want to go back and play the first one. That third one was good, but man, that pacing was awful, man. I'm just hoping that it's not going to follow that same recipe of the third game, but it looks like it's going to be decent at least. A brand new game from the creators of A Wolf Among Us now follows us on the journey of Dispatch, where looks like we're going to be a former hero who's got fucked up in the process and now has to be a dispatch. You will have your own group of heroes that you're going to send out on different missions, and depending on their skill level, the mission can go either good or terribly bad. For those that know me personally, you know I love a good story choice game like these, man, especially ones that's made by Wolf Among Us. The whole Telltale series in general just made fantastic games. And for what I'm seeing in the trailer, it looks like there's going to be different aliens, humans, talking animals, so there's definitely going to be a wide variety of characters in this game. And ultimately, that's going to add a much added depth to the character developments, because one thing about different cultures coming together, you're always going to get people that's one side against the other. I'd already have this game wish listed on my Steam, and I'm looking forward to it, man. This is just something I can kick back and relax and have a good time with. Hopefully none of my choices get my characters killed, but hey, it is what it is. The big dog, Naughty Dog, has something they wanted to show off in the Game Awards. I was honestly hoping for a new Jack, but new IPs are always welcome. Intergalactic looks like it's going to be a futuristic, spacey action-adventure game from Naughty Dog, and I need to see more gameplay, obviously, but from what we saw in the in-game, from the trailer, all of that is in-game footage, so the game looks fantastic. And shout out to Shawty with the red Porsche too, very Akira inspired. And speaking of Akira inspired, this is definitely going to be more of an 80s themes. You see the cassette players in the background. Everything's a lot more futuristic and vibrant, kind of like that Neo future style that's in the Akira series and also Ghost in the Shell. So I'm very excited for it, man. I'm a sucker for 80s anime and space themes. I'm also loving that the main character is a bounty hunter as well. I do love my bounty hunters. Shout outs to Boba Fett. But it looks like it's going to give me more of a Samus type of feel to her, man. Just being able to go on these space adventures and knock off all these different targets, hopefully. I'm excited for it. Obviously, I need to see more gameplay, but for what a Naughty Dog has shown in the trailer, this game is going to at least be fantastic looking. My only gripe, and this is a big one, I'm just hoping that this game is going to at least do something different with their combat. The main issue I have with Naughty Dog over the past couple years have been that they've been making the same game for damn near 10 years with The Last of Us and Uncharted. Other than one game having zombies, what is the difference between Uncharted and The Last of Us? They're both third-person, over-the-shoulder, cinematic action-adventure games that are just cover shooters, man. And sometimes, well, other than The Last of Us Part 2, the cover shooting is really even not that good. So I'm just hoping in this installment that Naughty Dog kicks it up a notch and actually tries to innovate their combat a little bit more, because they have potential to make this a game of the year. And that's going to cover everything that caught my eye at the Game Awards personally, but I also want to give an honorable mention to Turok. I personally never played those games as I was a baby when they first came out, but at least something from that past generations is coming out, and I'm glad that people who are original fans of the franchise now have something that they can look forward to. I also want to give a shout out to Okami as well. I personally never played the original game, but just seeing how happy people were that that game got even teased at the Game Awards just shows that it has a very cult fan base, and I'm happy if gamers are happy. 2025 looks absolutely stacked already, and that's just some of the games that was announced at the Game Awards. We still have games like Pirate Yakuza and even the remake of Metal Gear Solid's coming out that later on this year. This is looking very exciting for gamers, man. With some of the games that got announced in the Game Awards, and even some that wasn't even present but have got a later release date for 2025, at this point, if you don't like anything coming out this year, you probably just don't like games, and that's cool. Maybe find a new hobby, get into books, get into movies, maybe TV shows, but gaming just might not be your thing anymore. If you liked the video, then hit the thumbs up for me, and even consider subscribing and tapping that bell icon so you never miss a video from yours truly. Also in the comments below, let me know what's your favorite game that got announced in the Game Awards. I hope you all stay safe and stay dangerous. It's been your boy Rob, yes, just Rob, and I'm out. Peace.